heading home. A long journey ahead of them back to the UK and a long tour behind them supporting British troops on the ground in Afghanistan. These Labradors are part of working life here in Helmand, and for their handlers it's time to say goodbye.
They won't get fed at all on the flight. They'll get fed when they get back to the UK. On the flight, they'll get regular welfare checks by the guys that are escorting them. Some of them get very excited. They start running around, moving around a bit more frantic in their Lacons. And the guys will just, because they're experienced guys, they'll just get in there, they give them a fuss, let them know everything's all right.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning here in Afghanistan, and these dogs are waiting to board their flight home. Some of them have been on the front line for more than 2 years. For as long as they're doing a good job, they stay out here. I've been to see what that job is and how the experts know when to send them home on a flight like this one here.
Their replacements are already here and working. Meet Dixon. He and his handler Carl work from a base in central Helmand. And like the Labradors flying home, his job is to search for IEDs, patrolling ahead of troops as an extra layer of protection.
Obviously the dog has got to respect you and you've got to respect the dog. It's important not to treat the dog as a pet because it's not your average household dog. It's a working dog in Afghanistan. But it's good to keep that bond between you so you work well together when the time's right. The dog's at the end of the day, it's just another soldier. It's got a service number like I have. It's exactly the same as one of us. It gets treated like one of us. I think he's got a long time left in him yet.
Like all dogs, Dixon is with Carl for the duration of his tour, reliant on him for every last need, even emergency medical care if necessary. But today, Dixon and fellow search dog Justice are flying to Camp Bastion for their 6-week checkup, and as the helicopter arrives, the two demonstrate how immune they are to the loud noises of a military environment.
And back here in Camp Bastion, the trainers will assess they're still working to the standards needed on the front line, and the vets will check they're in good shape and have a clean bill of health.
Dogs that stay out in theatre for longer than 6 months do so because they're working extremely well out here and they're coping with the climate. Those 6-week checks give us the opportunity to see the dogs both from a training and a veterinary perspective. So the vet gives their checkup, but also the trainers here can assess the dog. Is it working well? Is it working up to the standards that we'd expect? Sometimes the dogs become a bit jaded, and towards the end of their tours or the end of their duration in Afghanistan, we need to look to get the dog back to the UK.
For Dixon, this moment could still be a long way off, but this is how his tour will eventually end. Final farewells from their handlers as the dogs are carefully stowed on board, and they begin their journey home to a new life. Sally Lockwood, Forces News, Camp Bastion.